All right. So hi, Chanel. She's connecting here.
Okay.
And then there's Lisa. Hi, Lisa. They're both connecting.
Okay, good.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're good.
Namaste.
Namaste.
I am Vijaya. I am Vijaya. My last name is Rao. And this lady deserves million thanks from me to give this opportunity to be together with you. And I'm eager to share with you what I know. And I think I'm passionate about this because it has helped me to start with, because I am 89 years old, and in the month of May I will be 90, and I have 20/20 vision.
What?
This is the practice of eye yoga.
Oh my
I
gosh.
really am very anxious to share it with people, and my prize will be when somebody has that wonderful eyesight vision, in their lives. So with that attitude, I welcome you, and namaste. You also said, but I want to tell you my understanding of the word namaste. It is a Sanskrit word, and namaste means I bow to the divinity in you. And this is very important in any workshop or a meeting, because we have to be connected. And then I cannot be feeling only myself that there is divinity in me. It's not that correct. So the correct thing is we all have divinity. This is my special God's gift. But you have, so we are equal in God's gifts. So that I think this brings us at this kind of a level of friendship and a bond, because our Atman is really same, common. So with this introduction of the word, one other thing I would like to express to you, that my yoga teaching it's a long history. I'm not going to tell you everything, but I always believed, and I am pretty sure it's not new to you, that yoga word means, in Sanskrit word, yoga means union. And it is the union of what? Body, mind, and soul. So there together, when you have the body, mind, and soul together, then only that becomes yoga. That is the word yoga. Sanskrit word means union, blending of this. And this is how, even in the eye yoga, that is what I would be looking for. I would be highlighting a lot more, So this is the background. And then this is beautifully expressed. This blending of body, mind, and Atman is, there is a very famous yogi, internationally known, Mr. Iyengar. Have you heard him?
Yes.
Mr. Iyengar, I'm sure. And Mr. Iyengar, he expresses this. He says, yoga is like music. It is the rhythm of the body, the melody of the mind, and harmony of the soul. Create the symphony of life. So these are the words of Iyengar, and I have been very fortunate because, as you know already, I am from India. And one time I had gone to his ashram in India, Pune, and I've purchased a few things there, but I have the first-hand experience of being in that environment. So I'm very happy about that, and that is my memory, So with this spirit, I think I'm going to go on. Now, eye yoga is something Yes.
Would you like me to pull up the document yet? Let me know when you'd like me to
Okay,
pull
I
up
will.
the
Sure.
document.
Okay.
Megan, Megan, also, I am trying to log on with my computer, so just keep an eye out because I'm going to ask to be on, be let in. I'm on my phone and I'm just transitioning. I'm so sorry to interrupt.
Oh,
I want to make sure
sure.
I have a better visibility. My phone is not the best way for me to see. It's just my computer had to be rebooted.
Okay, okay, I will keep an eye out for you then.
Thank
Yes,
you so much,
she
Megan.
needs to log out and then come back in. So we're gonna watch for her.
Yeah.
she
when
needs
she
to
comes
go for
back
1
in.
hour.
I'm going to stay on my phone until I have the other, but it's okay. It's taking some time. So just keep a peek for me.
Okay.
Still waiting. I'm sorry, Megan.
Okay, no, you're okay. I think you're okay.
Okay.
Let me
Okay.
know. I don't know if you were ready for the document or not, but just let me
Yes,
know because I
think
haven't pulled it
document,
up
this
yet.
is the founder's photo.
Do you want to pull that up right now?
Yeah.
Are you ready for it? Okay, so I'm gonna actually take a moment here to screen share something quickly. Whoops. Okay. Chanel, that's good. You just do your thing.
Okay.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second. I'm sorry, I'm late. Okay, so screen share
She's
from
Lisa.
my
right?
desktop. And then share. And then we are going to move this. There we go.
All that you wanted to.
So,
This is the bio.
can you all see that? Okay. Okay, good. So
Yes.
this the bio. This is your bio.
That's right.
Would you
can-
like to breeze through that, or
No,
would
no,
you like to?
You brief that. That is better.
Oh, okay.
Much better.
So this first document here, and I'll be sending this to you as well. This first document is just a little bio on Dr. Rao and what she's done in her life. She started practicing yoga at age 7. And she was exposed to it for, she did it regularly. You had a number of unique experiences from all of these teachers in India.
Mhm.
And then if you want to, or Shivananda, yeah,
Sure.
yeah, these
That I
two.
will tell. Yeah.
Oh, okay, right. And so these are the 2 founders of Eye Yoga.
Right.
And then you can read through these things. This is,
Right.
I just thought this was really important to include because we want to always remember you and your gifts and how much we appreciate you being with us today.
Okay.
So this next slide, I'll let Dr. Rao introduce.
I would like to now, eye yoga, many times when I say eye yoga, people are very skeptical. They say, what is eye yoga? We have glasses and we are okay, or we are not okay, but we go to the doctors and take the treatment. And then, but the thing is, it is important to understand and know who is the founder, who found out about this eye yoga. And there is a little story about this. If you see this picture with the 2 people, the one on my left hand side, his name is Shivananda, and he is the founder of eye yoga. The way it happened is fascinating. He was born in 1887, and he was as a little boy in South India, and he was born, and he always said to his family that I want to serve humanity. I just don't want to be going to school and this and that, not just like that, but I want to do something very special. And the family was very good. They were not very rich people, but they encouraged him to do whatever he wants to do. And at that time in the 1887 or even the 19th, 19, he passed away 19. But at that time, medicine was the profession to help people because sickness, has always been there. So he became a physician. So Shivananda is his spiritual name. but his name as a little boy was something like Babu, little loving, parents could give a different name. But later on, when he became so famous, and he has the spiritual name, so Shivananda Swami, he is known as. Now he was so, after he got his MD and was about to start practicing in Malaysia, there was an outbreak of plague, Plague, plague. And he was very touched. And as a new doctor, he felt a responsibility. So he went there personally. And right now, just like COVID, people were dropping dead and there was no control, forget the vaccine and all that. So he treated them, he did his best, but he could not really save too many people. And then with that experience, he decided to really find some way that such illnesses can be prevented. So then he decided to get out of this just being a doctor and a patient. So he went to Himalayas, where he started a hospital and he was treating the patients and all that. But he went into kind of a quiet place and reflected. And in that particular time window, he wrote 300 books. And one of the books has this, he pointed out the exercises for yoga in one of those 300 books. And this is where yoga was born. And then because he believed that this eyes are neglected, and he complained that all yoga instructors have given priority to hatha yoga, just bodily asanas and everything, that you can do very complicated things like Iyengar did, and all that. But then he said it's not fair that people have all kinds of problems with their their health. So he said that I am going to emphasize the fact that never in your life undermine a small organ. Eye is a very small organ, and he was very critique of this yoga instructors, that how come they have missed, they have been able to give all these poses which so many people get almost scared and saying, oh, I can't do yoga, but then mainly hatha yoga. So then he focused attention on that, and that is where this eye yoga exercises began. Now I'm going to move on to, and I'm going to come to the exercises very soon, but I also want to mention to you something more before I start, that there is a interrelationship of human brain and eyes, and the eyes are the window of the brain, and the eyes have the 40% capacity of the brain. So that connection is almost like a marriage. You cannot, eye health and brain health, they are interrelated intimately. And how that you have this, I understand from your, I understand that there is you have this available when you want to read them. Let me read from my paper here, that there is an optic nerve, a cable-like grouping of nerve fibers connects and transmits visual information from eye to the brain. So there is a direct connection between the brain, and this picture, of course, doesn't show that connection, but you can see that the eye and brain are together. The eye works like a camera. the focus light rays are directed to the back of the eye on the retina, and which acts like the film of the camera. The cells in the retina absorb and convert the light to electrochemical impulses, which are transferred along the optic nerve to the brain. And only part of the eye is visible outside. So we have to, this is what I want to emphasize, that eye looks very small organ, but it's really not that small. It is only part of the eye we notice when we are looking at each other, our eyes are open. And the whole eye is about the size of a ping pong ball. That is the behind the retina, there is that much is. So we have to understand the anatomy of the body. So, and the eyes mirror the changes going on in the brain. And this is a very encouraging comment here, that the modern research has shown that eye examination, if you go to the eye specialist, eye examination can potentially determine and predict the likelihood of developing Alzheimer's or memory loss. So this is an important information, and that is why we should never ever neglect eye and emphasize only the bigger organs of the body, legs and knees and everything else. So this is, I would like to emphasize, and this is information I collected from research. So this is scientific information, and so that I would like to keep in mind before we move on to the exercises. Now, after all this introduction, I think we would like to move on to the exercises. Now, I'm going to have this, your handout called the yoga exercises for the eye health.
So
And-
if I can just
Okay.
interrupt for just one second. So I have this email and we'll get this as a follow-up email after tonight. So we'll just follow along. Can you both still see okay on here?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so I'm reading for your benefit, that since you don't have right now, you can
And they can see this.
Oh, they can see
Yes,
that, right?
yes. they
So
can see
I'm
this.
just reading it from this. The late physician, the same Swami Shivananda, you just heard about it, the founder, he considered sight as the most abused of 5 senses. Because in his book, he offered a number of eye exercises, and he says the fastest way to bring the mind into concentration is through the eyes.
Mm.
Eyes are the windows of the brain. This is a repetition. Vision occupies 40% of the brain's capacity. This is very important information. Now we are going to move on to the exercise number 1. It is called the combination of eyeball movement and palming. Now, as we move on with different exercises, be aware that palming, I'm going to demonstrate. Palming means both palms, you rub like this, and then there is a warmth, and then you put it on your eyes gently, not pressing the eyes. Can you do that? Try doing that. Rub it. This is called palming, Palming, palming. And then when you have covered your eyes, which are externally noticed, and then imagine like you are stretching the muscles upwards and downwards and sideways. The whole idea of the clock that I have here in the picture is basically nothing very complicated, and here, and basically in your mind's eye, consider that the eye muscles have to be stretched in different directions.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Vertically, horizontally, and diagonally. And this is what the clock helps us, because we all are used to knowing where the numbers are. So that vertically means 12 to 6. So when you are, and first of all, I forgot to mention that you have to take a deep breath, deeply breathe inside and then exhale, because it's very important to have this, not to be stressed over this. So kind of relax. This exercise is extremely relaxing. When you do this, and you must do this, it is written clearly how many times we have to do. And then first is 12 to 6, then it is horizontally, it is 9 and 3, and diagonally, it is 11 to 4 or 1 to 8. So this is the basic idea. And what are the benefits of this exercise? It is provides balance for people who work close, long hours. I'm fairly certain that in this modern days, any job, you have to use computer, and then this can be rough on the eye. And then there is one famous doctor, Abel, A-B-E-L. He is the expert about the eye anatomy. And he says that for the eyes, it is very important. People don't know this, that our eyes are always being used when we are awake, except when we sleep. But then when you are awake, the eye is always stressed, and the eye loves to have the darkness. It is very important scientifically to give the eye darkness. And this is what rubbing, it gives warmth as well as darkness. And if you are using, like many people use computer, every hour you must take a break and do this exercise of palming and breathing, and take a break. And I think if you do that, you will never have a damage in your eyes, and your vision and your eye health will be intact. So this is something very important, that every hour, and it seems like too much, but imagine that when you have a problem with the eye, how many times you have to go to the doctor and all these things. So considering that, I really refuse to have anybody say, I don't have the time, I have a busy job, but I think you have to make the time for your own sake. Mm-hmm. So this is number one exercise, and this compensates stress on the eyes, body, and mind. So, thank you. Yeah. Okay. Now let us move on. And
would you like to stop or pause for any questions?
Yeah, okay. Do you have any questions?
You're on mute. Lisa, you're muted.
Hi.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I was just wondering, do you keep your hands over your eyes the whole time while you're doing the 12 to 6, 9 to 3, 11 to 5?
Yes, very gently. Their eyes, I mean, the palm is on the eyes, as you see, and then your fingers are on the forehead, and you keep that, and in your mind's eye, try to look up and down, and then sideways and diagonally. So this is something, remembering the horizontal, vertical, and sideways. What this does is, simply speaking, it may sound complicated, but it's very simple, that these things. I mean, there is hardly anybody who doesn't have a clock in the house, or even wristwatch. And then so this helps very much for the eyes to really concentrate, and then get the darkness and the warmth, which is really like therapy. Exactly. So I think that is the reason. Did I answer your question?
Yes, you did. Thank you so much.
Okay, good. Now let us move on to the next one. Exercise number 2 is, in Sanskrit language, it is called Trataka. Don't worry about the word, but I have a feeling you are very smart and you know many Sanskrit words. So Trataka means gazing, Gazing. And I want to show you, this is I use this candle, and this is, can you see this? This
Yes.
candle? And this, I use this, you can gaze at anything. You can gaze at a flower or even a pencil or even on glasses. But I am more spiritually oriented. And this flame really represents your Atman. Your Atman is like the size of your thumb. And this flame represents your Atman. And what you have to do, that spiritual feeling comes, and what you are supposed to do, which I have to show you, then you do not need the eye drops, which are chemicals, and they actually hurt your eyes rather than helping. And gazing means what you have to do. Let me show you. I may not shed tears right in this quick one, but look at me here. Can you see me?
Yes.
Okay. And I am supposed to not even wink, but just steadily, I have to behave as though there is nothing in this world except this flame. Focus your complete energy on this flame, and inside, try to get that image in your mind's eye. And like this, you gaze at this. And when you really do this for quite some time, and this is what it is called Trataka, gazing. So this is the second exercise. And what happens if you really have a lot of time, your eyes, your tears flow down. And this is worth trying. And that is how you never need, if you do it well enough, you do not need eye drops from the store, Walgreens. Okay. so that is the secret of this. And of course, if you are extremely busy, you cannot have all this and all that, you can really gaze at anything else, and that's okay too. It's not wrong. But I personally have been doing this, so that helps me a lot. Also, the extent of your success in gazing is determined by that. After doing this, my eyes are tearful and all that, and then I should be able to close my eyes and get the image of this candle with the this thing big in it, this light. And if I can really, if I am able to see this with my closed eyes inside my body, then I am succeeding. But as long as you really need to have this all the time, you are still beginner. You are a beginner. Do I make sense? Ask me question.
Yes.
You got it. Okay.
So when you see the image, how long should you, when you close your, I did this a long time ago with a little candle on a plate, maybe a long time ago. And it was told to me to, when you close your eyes, to watch for how long you see the after image.
That's right.
Just until it disappears.
Exactly. That time determines that you have achieved the goal of you get doing that, And let me move on to this. Looking intently with an unwavering gaze at a small point until tears are shed is known as Trataka by Acharyas. That is mean the yoga experts in India. They call the word acharyas for that. Trataka technique, light a candle, place it on the table, 3-4 feet in front of you, sit comfortably. Again, do not forget to breathe, inhale, exhale, and even for these other exercises, in between interval kind of thing, you keep doing this. This is not just for the computer, but again, the eyes have to be really refreshed with the better feeling, kind of a relaxed feeling. And then sit comfortably with upright spine. Take a deep breath, that is written here. Deep breath, and take a deep breath and keep a steady gaze at the flame. It is important to be wakeful and avoiding outside distractions. In yoga, I mean, you are your yoga instructor, so you know a lot about this, and the distractions are so many because none of us, I mean, very few people can have a room by themselves. So there are distractions, cars outside, we are near the streets and all that. So those distractions, you have to train yourself to ignore them. So not be distracted, because that takes away the good result from this exercise. And the benefits of this practice of gazing, looking, concentrating your attention on one point, whatever it is, candle or anything else. It says benefits of the practice improves vision, concentration, intelligence, and memory, and enhances self-confidence that you can do it. That feeling you get, you feel good about yourself. Because if you have a bad vision, I think people get very frustrated, and then they don't want to live the rest of the life with very poor vision. Develops work efficiency. You are more efficient, calms the mind. This is important too. Again, remember, mind, body, soul. And improve decision-making ability, provides relief from stress and sleep disorders. Number of people, they have a sleeping problem, and they cannot sleep because they are so stressed out. They have worries, like many of my friends in the place where I live, they are very stressed out. In fact, if I may share with you, my husband has a problem with the sleeping. So he has to use the CPAP and all those things. But if one did this, I think you can avoid that kind of a stress and achieve a sense of overall well-being. Okay. So this is the number 2 exercise. Any questions? Do you have any questions? No. Okay, so I will move on. Now this is contrary to this particular one. This is not gazing now, but we are now going to, this is a very wonderful, effective technique, the third one too. I mean, each one is, I would say. So what you have to do, now you watch me. In your mind and body, imagine that there is nothing in this world except your thumb here. Okay, so this is called shifting focus. And this is how, if you can see me, you have to, and in yoga practice, you do not have to worry about how you look, how your face. In this exercise, you may look like squint and all that. So hold the thumb in the right hand on the side of the left shoulder, and look at that thumb without moving the head. Do not move the head, and look at this sideways. So this is the side muscles get very stretched, and concentration. This particular exercise helps people in a good meditation, because you learn to focus on this. So once you are here on the right hand side, slowly follow your eyes without moving the head and come in front of it here and go all the way to the left shoulder. Go to the left shoulder and then bring it back slowly, again looking the same ways at your thumb, focusing on the thumb all the time, and then bringing it to the right shoulder. This is counted as number one, and you need to do to get the full benefit at least 10 times this movement. And this is called shifting the focus. This is almost complementary to the first one. First one, you focus attention on one thing, but here you keep shifting that focus, and that has its own benefits. And this exercise is powerful in improving vision by providing the stretching of eye muscles. So this is one, shifting the focus. And now,
So good.
okay, questions? Any questions? No?
Do you just use your right hand and you go
No,
across?
you can do, I mean, if you have the time, you can use the both hands, right?
Okay.
Because it's like a difference, I think
Okay.
both. I think in yoga, I have learned myself that what you do with the left side and right side, there is a balance you have to keep. So I think that's why you must do that both, ideally, But I think I would be very honest that I'm not really, even though I am a senior, 89 years old, and I have basically a lot of time, but I do other things too. But still, I'm not able to do everything as I'm trying to explain to you. Now, the last one is super important too. Now, I have here a bowl, and this is I'm pretending this bowl does not have these holes. I'm using a bowl just to show this is the last one is called eye purification. Because just imagine whole day, not only the computer, but you go out to the grocery store and get in the car and come back home and all these things, and you do your household duties, cooking, whatever it is. And then what happens? Just imagine visually that, how much your eyes, the outside things, get into the eyes. How do you get rid of that? So you have to use a bowl, which is, you try to find something like this, and you have to use only distilled water, not the faucet water. It has to be pure water without any chemical in that, And then you have to hold it like this, and then pinch your nose, and then dip your nose in that water, and open your eyes and close your eyes. Open and close like this. And keep your nose closed so that it doesn't go in the nose, And then open and close, and then look at that water. Don't use it again, only one time, because you will find it has really, I wouldn't say junk, but a lot of stuff. The color of the water changes, and that is inside your eyes if you didn't do that. So I think this is something very important, but distilled water is important. And because use the bowl, because you do not need a 1 gallon of distilled water, but then you will have to have a bucket, but that you can't afford, So this is very effective, by the way. And it is called in Sanskrit, because you are such smart people, so you might even learn the words. It is called Netra Shuddhi. Netra means eyes. That is the Sanskrit word for eye. Netra Shuddhi means purification, that you purify. So then this is about this.
I think it's interesting that it's not that because I'm so used to just like splashing water in my eyes, but that's not
No.
what this is
No,
doing at all.
no,
It's
this
it's
is,
a
you have
it's a
to
very
dip it.
mindful,
You have to dip
you
it
know,
and
dip.
open and eyes open and close, because that is when the eyes will be washed.
Yes.
Similarly, you are probably familiar with the neti part, that is for the nose,
Mhm,
that you can buy even in the Walgreens, I think.
mhm.
So this is one important thing as instructors, or even for ourselves, yourself, that please check with your doctor whether these exercises are good for you. If there are people, there are disclaimers in this. If you already have suffering, I don't mean you, your students or whatever, this is not, you should not be including them in teaching this. This is really meant for improving the functioning of the eye. And for any illness with the eyes, then you really have to consult your doctor. This should be always important for your
Mhm.
students.
Mhm.
So this is all about, and I think I would like to end this with a prayer, which has been my prayer, and I think she
Yeah,
knows.
and I'll just quickly just show you that this will be included in the email, but there's some vitamins and some things that
Food.
Vijaya, yeah, some food that will help to
Eyes. What are the
yeah,
foods for
support
eyes?
this.
What to eat, what not to eat.
Yeah.
So this you have the handout.
Yes, and you'll get that in the thing. So I'm going to stop the screen share here.
Okay.
And then if you all have your manuals handy, go to our chanting section, and we'll be doing the meditation prayer with the one that starts with Om Asatoma, the Asatoma chant. It should be around page 23 or 26-ish if you have the manual there. And you can follow along. If
Yeah, can you say, if you know it, go ahead and sing with me. We both of us can
Mhm.
sing.
Mhm.
And then in this prayer handout, you have a meaning. This is of course Sanskrit, but then you have the meaning is given there too. So that if you didn't know, then that will help.
Would you like to read the meaning to them first?
Okay.
Or yeah.
These are 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. And so the meaning is that God, lead me from untruth to truth. God, second line, God, lead me from darkness to light. And then third line is, God, lead me from death to immortality. And Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And now in Sanskrit, this is how it sounds. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amrutam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om, peace, peace, peace. Shanti means peace. So this is the meaning. And I can even take a couple of minutes to tell you. So Om, you know the meaning of Om, right?
You can go over it if
Yeah.
you want.
Yeah.
You
Om.
can, I mean, I think it would be interesting to hear it from you.
Yeah, many people consider this is a the first word. Some people separate it into AUM, but this is really a spiritual word, and many people have this as a meditation mantra, Om, because that is really, that combines the origin of the universe, sustenance and destruction. My husband has been saying all the time, my husband's name is Mukunda, that is Krishna's name. And he is saying, this is Kali Yuga, and this is what is involved in this, that M is the death. People,
Mm.
everything bad happens, that kind of thing. So Om Asato Satgamaya and Tamaso Ma. Tamaso means darkness, and Tamaso Ma Jyotir. Jyoti means this is called Jyoti. What you saw here, that is Jyoti. And Jyotir Gamaya. So take me to the out of the darkness and lead me from Mrityor Ma Amrutam Gamaya. That is in lead me from lead me from death to mortality. And it is not just the death, but immortality in a spiritual sense, that I think I am taking currently. I have been I was born in a very spiritual family, and I have been currently taking Zoom classes from the St. Pete Vedanta Center. And there they Swamiji there, he had the whole session, 1 hour, on explaining the meaning of this, the real sense, the depth of it.
Oh,
It was wonderful. I still have to do that. Haven't had.
that sounds
Yeah.
lovely.
So this is basically what I have to share with you. And it has been very humbling experience from me. And Megan, I have to thank her so much for her precious time, and for you also to have your energy and time spending with me. And I am honored. And thank you so much. Namaste once
Thank
again.
you.
Thank you. Namaste. God
Thank
bless you. And bless all of us. And may us have some mental peace. That
And
is
some
what
nice,
that is missing,
yes,
Yeah.
some good relaxation on our eyes.
I know. That's right. Try to practice. And as I said, I don't think one should feel bad if you cannot do all this, but to get benefit, whichever exercise the time depends on how your schedule is for the day. But then do something, and don't let there be feeling, that we don't have that much time, but do whatever you can. Get started beginning tomorrow or even evening,
Yes.
So again, appreciate your
Thank
presence.
you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you
God-
all.
God
So
bless
we
you.
will, let's see, we will take a break. I'm going to pack up here. I'm at Vijaya's home right now. I'm going to drive home, and then we'll reconvene at probably 7:15-ish. Between 7:15 and I'll probably pop on when I can. And we'll have a gentle and yin and restorative practice. We'll start with that. So I love you both. Thank you.
Thank
And
you
bye
so
everybody
much.
at home that helped. Everyone that's seeing us on the recording. We love you.
I have a little something for
Goodbye.
you.
Oh,
It is,
thank you.
I have to tell you something,
Oh,
that in Indian culture, when somebody has done so much good for you, you give dakshina, or the reward for that. So I have something for you. That bag, can you pick up that bag? That is for you to
Yes.
take home. Thank you so much. This is something for her, for this opportunity for me, because this I value your Atman, and then it would make me so happy if you are able to, pass on this knowledge or whatever it is.
yeah.
And I am now 89, so I am very anxious to pass on.
Right.
I already gave one session here in Aligrove where I live. So
Lisa teaches here. She
Huh?
teaches yoga here. She's the teacher
you,
here.
you were the teacher here.
I used to
Yeah.
teach until COVID, and then I have not, but I worked with Megan and
Oh.
and Gray and all of the people there for years. Since 2012, I came and taught yoga classes on Wednesdays for a
Oh.
long time.
And what is your name, Lisa?
My name is Lisa.
Lisa Wilson.
I'm
Okay.
friends with like Betts. Do you know
Uh-huh.
Betts? Betts and that whole group, and Mary and many friends. Vivian, I know a bunch of the ladies there that I've taught for years.
Oh, how nice. What a
Yeah.
wonderful thing. I wish I knew before.
This-
Right. I'm no
Uh-huh.
longer there, but wow, look at the beautiful
know.
gifts. What
I
did you?
know, thank
Yeah.
you so
This is-
much. That
yeah,
was
this
so
is for
nice
you,
of you.
For you. Do you
Oh,
use incense?
I do.
Good,
Yes,
good.
I love it. And this is so special coming
Right,
from
this is
you.
very, oh yes, of course.
Thank you so much. And some yummy cookies.
Oh, that's so special.
Sorry, we
very-
can't share with you.
I know. I'll save some for you. Lisa and I see each other at the studio, so I can do that.
Thank you, Vijay. So much appreciated this. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed, and knowing that you were coming here means a lot to me.
Mm.
This place is really good. I have been here now almost 3 years.
2 years.
And-
Okay.
3 years. It's quite expensive, to be honest with you. And
It
you know, we are we are retired people, and so, but I have to stretch every time the month comes to an end. I am nervous. I have to check my balance. It's very expensive. Everything. This hair that I do, I have got to explain. I never did like this. I had a stroke. I'm a stroke survivor, and I had very long and thick hair, and I have lost a lot of it. But in Indian culture, we do not cut hair. It has
Okay.
it has significance. It is almost in honor of your being married, and traditionally, long ago, women used to cut hair if they became widows. So though my hair has become thin, I still don't cut it at all.
Wow, I never heard
Only
that.
time you
tradition.
cut hair is when you are born. That hair is the babies. They have that only one. I mean, the girls particularly. So this is
Wow.
all. And I wish I was able to show you my picture of the long hair. I had very thick and long hair below my knees, almost like Crystal Gale.
Wow.
When I sat in car, I had to first put my braid. I used to wear 2 braids, there is a picture there. But anyway, I think
I didn't know that either. I didn't know that about you. I didn't know
oh,
you
there
had
is
to.
a photo of mine with a long hair,
Wow.
very long. When
That is such an interesting story. Thank you so much for sharing
you.
your
Yes, thank you,
culture.
Lisa.
Have a
Thank you.
wonderful evening.
I'll see you in a few minutes.
Okay, many blessings. Namaste.
Bye.
Namaste. Have a good evening. Stressless.